Iranian Cleric invites Mojtaba's wrath with one explosive statement on the government, triggering fresh questions over Tehran's power struggle. Can Mojtaba Khamenei overcome a fresh challenge to his leadership from within Iran as tensions inside the regime begin to surface? Is a shadow government quietly emerging in Iran as Mojtaba's family makes a bombshell revelation about who really holds power? Who truly controls Iran, the IRGC, Mojtaba Khamenei, or the civilian government, as an intense battle for influence unfolds behind closed doors? Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei is facing a fresh challenge to his authority as tensions within the leadership reportedly intensify. Cleric Mohammed-Bagher Kharrazi, who is related to Mojtaba by marriage, has triggered speculation of an internal divide with his latest explosive remarks. The Iranian Cleric released a video on August 5 claiming that a shadow government already exists and continues to operate inside Iran. Kharrazi also called for replacing the Islamic Republic with what he described as an Islamic government, directly challenging the current political structure. The Iran Cleric said, and I quote, "Before Mr. Saeed Jalali ever said, 'I make the shadow government,' we had formed the shadow government, and we still have it. We have 60 thick volumes of plans covering the smallest details of every organ and institution. We have prepared plans for implementing the guardianship system, even for how to convert the Islamic Republic into an Islamic government. We have the organization and the planning. But because this transition has not happened, they are taking the Islamic Republic from us. The Islamic Republic has reached a stage where, in this form, it simply doesn't work anymore." End quote. Kharrazi also called on his followers to build a mass organization capable of surrounding government ministries across the country. The Iranian Cleric, who also heads Hezbollah Iran, reportedly offered to finance the first gathering as part of the proposed mobilization. The Iran Cleric said, and I quote, "If we do this and organize at least 250 people in every city, with 1,000 cities that makes 250,000 people. With one announcement, everyone comes to Tehran, and that single announcement will finish the work. Mr. Khamenei and the government must understand that a 250,000-strong organization stands ready to move. The government of President Masoud Pezeshkian will not reach its end. Have no doubt." End quote. Kharrazi also claimed that Mojtaba Khamenei's political thinking is considerably more radical than that of his late father, Ali Khamenei. He further alleged that Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi had been instructed not to interfere in negotiations, adding another layer to the reported internal tensions. The Iranian Cleric also launched a fierce attack on President Pezeshkian amid continuing reports of friction between the president and Mojtaba. The Iran Cleric said, and I quote, "Why should Mr. Hashemi win a vote in this country? Why should Mr. Ahmadinejad win a vote in this country? Why should Mr. Rouhani win a vote? Why should Mr. Pezeshkian win a vote? The accursed Morandi, Khamenei's doctor, who foisted Pezeshkian on the nation. Hezbollahi forces in this country have become pack mules. What business do we have being pack mules for Galibaf, who understands nothing of the religion of Islam? Mojtaba's thinking is far more radical than his father's. They wanted to tear out Hezbollah by the roots. I did not let them." End quote. The Iranian Cleric has now reportedly drawn Mojtaba's wrath and been summoned to provide an explanation over his controversial remarks. A special clerical court has reportedly initiated legal proceedings against Kharrazi, with reports indicating that prosecution may now follow. The reported internal rifts come as speculation continues to circulate over Mojtaba Khamenei's health, adding another layer of uncertainty around Iran's leadership. Iran's opposition-aligned outlet Iran Wire has claimed that Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei may currently be in critical condition. The report cited two unnamed sources, both said to be closely connected to President Pezeshkian's administration. According to these sources, rumors of Mojtaba's deteriorating health are now spreading through the highest levels of Iran's leadership. One source went further, saying officials would not be surprised if news of Mojtaba's martyrdom emerged in the coming days. The report also claimed that Mojtaba has not met with a single Iranian cabinet member since the US-Israeli strikes took place. Those same strikes, the report notes, killed his father and predecessor, Ali Khamenei. Since becoming Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba has not made a single public appearance. According to the Times of Israel, Not one piece of audio or video footage of Mojtaba has been released since he took office. State media, meanwhile, has only ever published written statements attributed to the Supreme Leader. The report further claimed that Mojtaba himself was injured during the very attack that killed his father. Iran Wire went on to report that he may have suffered physical deformities as a result of that strike. Since then, the report claims, Mojtaba has remained in hiding, citing serious security concerns. Iran Wire said the Supreme Leader now communicates with the outside world only through multiple intermediaries. President Pezeshkian himself recently admitted that communicating with Mojtaba is very difficult. Pezeshkian made those remarks during an interview broadcast on Iranian state television. The president, however, was quick to describe Mojtaba's presence as a source of strength for the entire nation. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian said communication with Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei is currently very difficult because of the prevailing situation, while insisting his leadership remains firmly intact. Pezeshkian said that despite limited direct communication, Mojtaba Khamenei's continued presence remains a major source of strength for Iran's leadership during a challenging period. Masoud Pezeshkian said, and I quote, "It is very difficult to communicate with him at the moment, but in any case, his presence is a very great source of strength for us so that we can continue. Unfortunately, the current situation allows some malicious people to describe him differently and to present a different image of him." Unquote. President Pezeshkian made these remarks during a televised interview marking the second anniversary of his inauguration as Iran's president, addressing questions about the country's leadership. Pezeshkian described Mojtaba Khamenei as an exceptional leader, praising his humility, ethical conduct, and sound judgment while expressing confidence in his leadership during the ongoing crisis. The Iranian president defended Mojtaba Khamenei against critics, accusing some opponents of deliberately trying to create a distorted image of the supreme leader. Pezeshkian also accused political opponents of attempting to deepen divisions inside Iran by exploiting disagreements surrounding the Iran-US Memorandum of Understanding. The president said Iran is passing through one of the most difficult periods since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, citing continued external pressure and regional instability. Pezeshkian claimed that sanctions and sustained military pressure are being used as tools to fuel unrest inside Iran and weaken the country's internal unity. Mojtaba Khamenei has maintained an unusually low public profile since assuming Iran's top leadership position following the political transition earlier this year. Iran's supreme leader has largely communicated through written statements instead of public appearances since the end of the war, fueling continued speculation. Mojtaba Khamenei's prolonged absence from major public events has intensified speculation over his health, security arrangements, and decision-making role within Iran's leadership. Notably, Mojtaba Khamenei did not appear at the funeral ceremonies held for his father in July, further adding to questions surrounding his absence.